Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Chaos Creations. Well, I have a lot to talk about, and I hopefully will not bore you too much. So, at the moment, I am getting ready for Legion Imperialis, and I have been doing a lot of printing and so forth. Now, my printer is running rampant at the moment. I'm printing up some stuff from a Kickstarter for a friend for Christmas. His mortgage has gone up like 3 or 4 times this year in Australia, and he is so broke it's not funny. So I've decided to, for a Christmas present, buy him print him out a whole lot of terrain. Now, with the old world coming out, he is hugely into that, as am I. It's going to be hard enough for him to buy miniatures, let alone terrain. So I'm printing out some really nicely, highly detailed terrain for him from a couple of Kickstarters that I was in on. So I want to talk to you about a few things. Some of them are good, some of them not so good, but we'll get there. So I have been busy painting up this terrain. I got the files from my mini factory. That's quite nice. Now, you may remember I printed out this tiny little marine style character on PLA+. No detail whatsoever, but he's there more to help me out with scale, so I can put that on there and go, well, dude fits on there. It's more for the doors, does he fit through the tiny little door down there, which he does. And also, I've been printing out some craters. Now, these are from Thingiverse and are free files. And once again, it's more of a case of, can I stick him on there? Can a squad go on there and so forth? And away we go. Third thing is some drop pods. Once again, these are from Thingiverse, free files. Once again, they're not too bad, the little alcoves in there, so if you want to, you stick miniatures on them and such. And for what they are, they're not bad, you can be great in a battlefield and so forth. It's great, and they're all printed at 0.2. I've also done these are free on Thingiverse as well. They're at 0.2 little smoke clouds, so you've got a big one, a medium one, and a tiny little one. So, you can have one for tanks, bigger tanks, and Warhound Titans. And away we go. Look up smoke clouds on Thingiverse. You'll find them pretty easy. Now, lastly, I got these off Thingiverse the other day. These are like bullet dice, and they're quite cute. They're good, but, they're small because I'm 6'6". These things are dwarf in my hand. So what I did was I upgraded them to an extra 50%. So there they are. And you can roll them, 6 and a 4. Or, you can just chuck them down, 3 and a 6. They're not weighted at all. I don't want to cheat. I want to enjoy my games. And I love the randomness. Ooh, a 2 and a 1. I ain't going nowhere with that roll. Anyway, the other thing I want to talk to you about is, how can I put this nicely? Printing in general. I get a lot of people saying to me, is printing better than Games Workshop products? And I've been printing for just over 12 years now, and I have been doing miniatures, resins, miniatures for about 4 of those years. And I got to be honest with you, yes and no. Yes, Games Workshop models could do with an upgrade. I've seen some great stuff, some resin files for things like Raging Heroes, which you do these stunning, gorgeous, amazing miniatures, and I look at the GW stuff and think, why aren't you doing like this? Hire these people. This stuff is stunning. It's phenomenal. It's beautiful. But I have to admit, GW's up their game of late. I've been looking at some of their newer miniatures, and I'm really liking what I'm seeing. Also, the fact is, I do know why people mostly print out their stuff, and it's because it's cheaper. In Australia, we are totally screwed in prices, and we have no idea why. It's not taxed, it's not a GST, it's not, shipping and so forth. At one stage, they've closed the gap now, but at one stage it was cheaper to buy miniatures from GW England and have them FedEx to Australia, and it still worked out cheaper than buying them down the road. It was just nuts. So I understand why people print and so forth. Me personally, I'll never resin print again. Mostly because I'm in a really tiny house now and a resin printer just won't work. I thought about it. I really did think about it. It just wouldn't work, unfortunately. There's no place I can put it where the stink won't, plug up the house. This is an open living house. There are very few doors. Anyway, I digress. In the future, I'll be doing a couple of painting tutorials on the epic scale stuff. Now, with the epic scale, this is my last Games Workshop genre that I'll be buying, I think. Unless, of course, they bring out something absolutely freaking amazing, like, I don't know, like a Mighty Empires version of 40k or something. I think I'm done. So I've got my Necromunda, I've got my Warhammer 40k, I've got my Old World, and I'll have this stuff. I do have some Inquisitor stuff, but no one plays that at the moment, so it's kind of annoying. So I'll do some painting tutorials to do with epic scale. One more thing I want to add. I've had a few messages from people saying, hey, look, I like the tanks you've printed out and so forth. Could you give me them for painting purposes, 200 or 300, and I'll pay you? And it ticks me off. It really does. I'm doing this because my eyesight is bad. I'm 55. Last time I painted epic scale, it was 1999, 24, 25 years ago. I need the practice badly. These are practicing purposes. Will I use them on a battlefield? Unlikely. It also depends on price and availability. I mean, realistically speaking, if GW does their silly thing where they, only bring out a small amount of a product, then yes, unfortunately, I will have to use these crappy things. I don't want to. I'd much prefer to have all GW, beautiful, pretty stuff on a board. But the trend I'm seeing lately with GW is the main game will come out and it will have lots of it. And that's great. But the expansions are few and far between, and you have to fight with tooth and nail to get them or buy them off eBay at triple the price. And unfortunately, that's a necessary evil sometimes. But, realistically speaking, I'm blessed with skills that I can 3D print stuff, I guess. But I'd rather not. I do like to support the hobby that I'm into. But I have to admit, some of their prices I just scratch my head at and go, what the hell? And I say this because recently I bought, now my Leviathan box set cost me $420 Australian, and I saw a Leviathan box set on eBay, which usually is a lot higher, for I think it was $350. And I'm thinking, wow, somewhere in the world it's getting cheaper than what we're getting it here. And it had all the stuff in it, brand new box, sealed, never been opened. And it was tempting. So anyway, I'm starting to rant here. I will be doing some painting tutorials on some of the buildings and some of the miniatures when I start painting them up. Look forward to them. And I will see you on the other side. Next time on here, like I said, painting tutorials, but I hopefully will have some information about Legion Imperialis. That said, the way I'm thinking, and I think I've said this before, we're going to see the Old World come out in a big way in November. That's going to be their big sort of boom, Old World is back. And December, we've got all the Christmas box sets. So the rumor I'm hearing from people I know in GW, and I do know a few people, and they have been discreet in telling me some stuff, and it's always vague, which is fine. I don't want them to lose their job, is we're looking at the end of October, early November. Now, that could be, gospel, or it could be a lot of crap. That's perfectly fine. I mean, I don't, take too much stock into what they said. They did help me out with Leviathan. They did give me a very sort of heads up, this date, watch out. So we will see. Hopefully it will come out, because I would like to start doing something. It's coming up for summer here in Perth, Western Australia, and I would love to be able to sit down and just pour out a whole lot of tanks, a whole lot of this, a whole lot of that, the official stuff, and start playing with somebody on the battlefield. Okay, everyone, take care. This is Chaos signing off. You have a great day. Any questions, just ask. And like I said, no, I'm not selling these. No, I am not going to send you some. My purpose is only for me to learn to paint. Thank you very much. Chaos signing off. Bye-bye.